Showunmi, we all agree that, it was a show of shame what we saw yesterday, because like I said earlier on, the world is watching, Nigerians are watching. At the end of the day, the conversation will be, if you cannot fix your party, how do you then want to fix Nigeria? But you said something very important.
Exactly.
You said something very important, that it can still be fixed and PDP can stand tall again, because at the end of the day, it's an umbrella and everybody's supposed to be under the umbrella. But the problem we're having here now is the people, because we see that certain people want to take control. Nobody wants to bend for anybody. So how are you able to now change the mind of the people to make sure that they now listen to one another? Because from what you're saying, you have been giving them good things to take, but they're not taking it. So how do you now change the mind of the people for PDP to be fixed again and stand strong?
The first and most important thing they need to understand is that I thought about this problem for a long time. In the first instance, because I know we are in a box now, I thought, okay, what's the best way for us to even manage ourselves? There are two issues on the table. How do we get a candidate? And how do we manage the party? Clearly, the competence of the men that have been managing the party is too weak. You need to bring better quality people to help them bring better ideas, better processes to manage party. Then for the candidate, you need to try and listen and stimulate people to come up with their ambition, first by talking about solutions. You can't tell us in the country that you want to become president of Nigeria when, in the first instance, we're not hearing anything from you other than saying is the man on the seat is not doing well. Yeah, everybody says the man on the seat is not doing well. Then you give them the chance, they can't even move anything. So there's a way you can go around it. But the first is that they need to stop digging. If they've ever shared bread with each other, they can go back to that emotion. If they've ever drank in each other's houses, they can go to that emotion. If they've ever shared money with themselves, they can go to that emotion. If they've ever planned strategy together, they can go to that emotion. Politics does not mean enmity. We don't even have to be enemies with our rivals. How much more with ourselves?
Yeah.
So the earlier we understand that, we revert all of these silly decisions, come back to a room, and then say, okay, what is the best line of feet to get us out of this mess?
Yeah.
Not for the sake of whether they can win or not win, so that the party does not die.
But let me just ask you a quick question. What role can Wike play in, to make PDP stand again? Because since he's the one that they're always blaming, he's the problem, he's this, is that, what role do you think that he can play?
Oh God, you asked a great question. I've always said, privately, publicly, and on television, the one person that has the gravitas to help them come back to being a bit of the semblance of what they are is him. Because I don't know how he does it. He seems to have the ability to put in energy, and he's a very truthful man. The language can be very harsh, and sometimes it can be very annoying, but he's truthful. But unfortunately, he's now serving as a minister. So maybe, I don't know what they're going to have to do, but imagine for a second, have they even thought through what it even means? Running the country, running the election, the 2027 election, we don't have Rivers, we don't have the Delta, we don't have Bayelsa, we don't have Akwa Ibom, all our big boys that can help us with some resource, because let's cut out the chase. You need some resource for these things. So how are we going to do it? So I think Wike has a role to play, but I think that poking him, putting their fingers in his eyes, pretending as if his soul is the devil and they are angels is not going to help. The earlier all of them look at themselves in the mirror and say, okay, gentlemen, our fathers gave us this legacy. What are we going to do with it? The better for everybody.